Hello, good morning, and welcome to Data Download for a Saturday. We have a somewhat abbreviated schedule today just because of the holiday weekend, but it's interesting. Working with our friends at the Edge Group, we work really hard to curate articles that we think are important, timely, relevant, but maybe not the things you are seeing in your ordinary feeds. And so today, what I wrote in the top of the newsletter is that I actually think the links just speak for themselves. By the way, if you're watching this video, but you don't already have a subscription to the newsletter, I strongly encourage you to sign up. It's free. Just pulled it up on the screen. It's nycmedialab.org/newsletters, plural. But let's just talk about what we have in today's newsletter for just a second. First of all, we open with this very thoughtful, very detailed Pew Research Center report. In the views of U.S. democracy, widening partisan divide over freedom to peacefully protest. This is a must-read. This is a must-read. First of all, Pew's research is always granular and chewy and relevant. But one of the things I think we've all been questioning is, do the comments on our Facebook pages, do the comments that we read on Reddit, do the comments that we read on YouTube reflect, are they bots, are they trolls, or are they actually representative of something? And I think it's been easy to say, no, it's just a handful of people trolling social media, but the Pew research says something different than that. I'm not going to read it to you. It's detailed and granular and worth reading and sharing. And then, as always, we'd love to have your comments, thoughts, suggestions. You can just jump on the comments during the live feed, or you can email us. So the next article is a thoughtful piece from Ev Williams, co-founder of Twitter and the head of and founder of Medium, who's talking about changes at Medium that I think are really interesting. One of the things I really like about Ev is that he's trying to really think through Medium as a writer's site and as a reader's site. So, the irony here is the guy who, co-invented what has become the 140, now 280 character world has decided that the real thing he wants to build is long form. That being said, bravo, a great read, very interesting. This is on Medium, of course, and it's the Ev Head blog, and the links are in the show notes as well. Next, the Stanford Cable TV News Analyzer, which comes to us from the Brown Institute. We are at a moment in time when data can be overwhelming, and bad data seems to make more noise than accurate data. I really like the News Analyzer. I really like that they built it, and encourage, again, you all to look at it, share it, communicate it among your friends. A slightly strange, maybe out-of-the-box piece from Axios about how the coronavirus pandemic is changing weather reporting. It's written by Sarah Fisher, who we are friends with, and by the way, is coming up, will be one of the moderators at the upcoming NYC Media Lab Summit that we're going to have beginning October 7th. It'll be streamed here live as well as many other places. So Sarah, great article, very thoughtful. You wouldn't think of weather reporting as that critical, but it turns out it is. You know what, actually, while we're here, I'm just going to go to the NYC Media Lab site and bring up our upcoming events page, because this is Summit 2020. We're going to begin to start announcing guests shortly. There are going to be some extraordinary surprises. We hope you'll join. There's a general admission ticket that's free. There's also a $25 ticket that gets you all kinds of goodies and some swag. And then there's a $250 Friend of the Media Lab ticket. And we would love you to buy the big one, because that vote of support means a lot to us. All right, so Sarah will be there. Next, an article from the New York Times about how the BBC lost the battle over British songs. You know, again, this is part of what we do with the newsletter every week, is try and do some things that are different. I mean, it's only so much politics and tech news that one can consume in a day before your head explodes. So check this out from the Times. And then, for something completely different, we really did like this epic fact check that came from CNN. You know, it's a little exhausting to watch, but if you're up for this is from the GOP convention, so it's now, you know, a couple of years old. Okay, it's days old, but feels like years. Do watch it and see what you think. And then in terms of what we're listening to, definitely like our friends at On the Media, Bob Garfield and Brooke Gladstone host. And this is a very relevant podcast. If you don't have it in your podcast listening diet, strongly recommend. And finally, our long read, The Coming Revolution in Intelligence Affairs. This is from foreignaffairs.com. Again, part of what we try and do is pull things that you might not necessarily read or see. And so that is everything in the newsletter for this week. Data download, we do it weekly, and then we read it to you just kind of to give you a little bit of a zits in your podcast feeds. Hope you'll join us again next week. And until then, have a great weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.